Good morning. I think each individual speakers have concluded in the end, if you would have marked. So the conclusion is already there with you. However, there are few points which I wanted to put across, and then we await decisions as to what and how the planners will go about. The very first thing I would like to emphasize is that last 6 years of this new government's tenure, no new big industry has been brought up. So whatever we have done is we have some add-ons in the present industry and the same industry is going. I don't think we have any big steel plants or metal plants or big refineries or petrochemical industry. Why I can say so is because in L&T, where I represent, we have lot of activities in all such fields where we are operative. In any field, if you ask. So we are the barometer, and we can tell that none of these industries have come in because we haven't got any job, or we have not even bid for that job. It is very important that we have to have industrialization as our base. Not only the infrastructure, agriculture, all this is good for development, but industrialization will be the backbone of the country. And world over, any country which is industrialized has prospered. We have been talking of a very different GDP growth over a period of time, last 3-4 years. Even to achieve that, I think the industrial production and the capital goods industry has to take the front seat. Thereby, on a permanent basis, employment potential also will be there. So my take is, sooner or later, I think we have to get into industry. And to set up an industry, I am assuming the funds will be available and there will be industries which will be coming up. And to set up an industry, I think it will require 4 to 5 years of time from scratch to finish, once we have all the funds available, plans on board. We have been talking about renewable power, thermal power, gas, nuclear power and all that. Now imagine a scenario that in 4 years or 5 years, we start getting into industrialization in a huge way to compensate for the last few years which we have not developed any industry. There will be a shortage of power. And because of the flux of this renewable, coal, fossil power and all that, I think there could be a power shortage if at all our GDP and industrialization takes a front seat. It's a buzzword today, environment, pollution and all that, but we have to survive in the same atmosphere where we have been surviving for the last 10 years. All of a sudden to cut and stop, I think that it will hamper the development is my idea. We have done some studies on that, and a thermal power plant takes 6 to 7 years from starting from scratch on drawing board to finish, till commissioning of power. And by the time, unless until the renewable power becomes a little reliable power and storage, or solar thermal power, or whatever it is over a period of time is not going to happen in 5-6 years. So it is high time that immediately we have to concentrate on being self-sufficient in power, which I foresee in next 4 to 5 years there will be a huge shortage. Nuclear projects will not be coming up that soon, and there will be a huge shortage of power. So, at least for 3-4 years, to have a base level requirement, and if at all India is bothered about the growth in power, we can simultaneously develop over a period of time, I would say 10 to 15 years, renewable power will be the answer, slowly. We have lot of issues in, success of the PV as well as solar power as well as, renewables. But it will settle down over a period of time. But my suggestion would be that at least for 10 years, till it happens, we keep on adding power so that at least one part of it where we have achieved is self-sufficiency in power. The second part is that if at all India is a growth story, and we all have been talking right from political levels to bureaucratic levels and to business levels, that India is a growth story. We have to keep in mind that that growth story is not going to happen unless until industrialization and power self-sufficiency is going to be there. Renewable and all that will not let you run a steel plant, for example. But there will be a bank of power which will be coming at various ends. I started my career with BHEL. I'll give you a very small example. I'll not take much time because as such we are delayed. And as usual, it was a government organization, and we had developed long time back, I'm talking about 30 years back, solar water heaters. So we tried to market it about 35 years back. We tried to market it, those days whatever the technology was there. And nobody would buy. Because as an abundance precaution, we had electric connectivity also. If the solar power is not there and the water is not there, at least you can switch on the electricity. Ultimately, our senior level and commercial people got a breakthrough, and we supplied to all the members of parliament, both Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, their residences. We took the responsibility. And imagine we were dealing at a very different level. And ultimately, every day we used to get a call, especially in winters, that the water is not heating. So we converted all the solar supplies into electrical normal supplies. I am just cautioning everyone that because of this renewable power, and we have to get into that, pollution, all sorts of things. Today, thermal power is also non-pollutant power. NTPC, we have commissioned a project which will be a non-pollutant, ultra supercritical technology power plant. We have recently commissioned in January, February. That should not deter us to expand the power scenario. If not, it is going to be neither here nor there. So, Dr. Kakodkar, Mr. Jha, I very intently heard as to what they were telling, and in conclusion, what it is going to be only renewable power over a period of time, but not immediate. We have to live in the immediate future, but plan for long future. With this, I need to conclude. I think there is not much time also. I had two, three more points. I'll conclude out here. Thank you very much.